In an effort to protect White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders from the unhinged and vile attacks she has suffered recently, the White House has made the decision that she will now receive temporary Secret Service protection. As the left continues to ramp up violent rhetoric and harassment, it is only a matter of time until another conservative, Republican, or member of the Trump administration is targeted for violence. Sanders was recently asked to leave the Red Hen restaurant in Lexington, Virginia Sunday when co-owner, Stephanie Wilkinson, asked her to leave due to her disagreement with Sanders' employer, President Donald Trump. The restaurant's owner sanctimoniously declared the establishment has to uphold certain standards. Evidently, Wilkinson means the standard of resisting President Trump, and in her case resistance means refusing to serve steak or French fries, or a hen of the reddish variety, or something, to an employee of the man they loathe because they are so very tolerant, or something like that. This was the latest in a series of episodes of heckling or harassment targeting Trump administration officials, and it kickstarted a national debate on civility in American politics. It seems to have kickstarted a firestorm of criticisms on both sides of the aisle, some in support and others, well, not so much. Sanders herself addressed the issue head-on, as she is known for doing in the Monday press briefing, stating, "We are allowed to disagree, but we should be able to do so freely and without fear of harm. And this goes for all people regardless of politics." Some have chosen to push hate and vandalism against the restaurant that I was asked to leave from. A Hollywood actor publicly encouraged people to kidnap my children. It seems that Virginia is not for lovers, but merely lovers of political correctness. Political correctness, in this case, means that if you disagree with someone's employer or their political stance, then you must call for deviants to kidnap their children, accost and berate them in public places, call for violence against them, or in the case of House Majority Whip Steve Scalise, LAR, shoot them. After Rep. Maxine Waters, California D. recently called for the harassment and refusal of service to anyone who works in the Trump administration, Scalise made the assertion that civility and respect would prevail. In response, people told Scalise, the victim of a political assassination attempt, received some seriously telling responses. This political correctness is quickly approaching dangerous and irrational levels, the likes of which we have never witnessed before in this country. In the age of social media, anyone can seize an opportunity to publicly take a stand against President Trump and know that it could easily become national news and give them their 15 minutes of fame in the process. As the 2018 midterm elections grow ever closer, and the left continues to devolve, the right continues to invigorate their base and bring in rational independents who are sick of the hatred, violence, and insanity. A new commercial entitled "The Left in 2018, Unhinged," showcases how the Democratic Party has been radicalizing. The ad opens with the voice of Sen. Bernie Sanders, VTI, speaking. He states, "A few years ago, ideas that we talked about were thought to be fringe ideas, radical ideas, extremist ideas. Those ideas are now mainstream." Over footage of graffiti that reads "Revolution" or DH and Kathy Griffin holding President Trump's severed head. As the ad continues, it shows the bullying of White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders, Johnny Depp talking about assassinating the president, and Madonna talking about blowing up the White House. The ad does not mention or specifically endorse any GOP candidates. It simply highlights events of the last 2 years in America. Perhaps we have celebrities like Robert De Niro, Samantha Bee, Michelle Wolf, and Peter Fonda to thank for leading the leftist mob down this road to what is approaching near anarchy. And the mainstream media propaganda mouthpiece enables it all, so much so that the end result has been that the American public is now beginning to believe that this radically violent behavior is simply the new normal. It is not normal, it is dangerous. Make no mistake, this is not just about President Trump or even a referendum on Republicans or conservatives. Even if Vice President Mike Pence was president, this would still be happening. Colleges and universities continue to radicalize students, and the cultural Marxists increasingly turn to violence in an effort to bully their way to public policies. Hollywood celebrities use their platforms of fame and notoriety to instigate behavior, and the far left mimics them. Then the media enables it all by broadcasting it far and wide. One could take notes from Sanders as she continues to be the adult in the room. She left the Red Hen without a scene, simply tweeting out after the fact, "Last night I was told by the owner of Red Hen in Lexington, VA to leave because I work for at POTUS and I politely left." Her actions say far more about her than about me. "I always do my best to treat people, including those I disagree with, respectfully and will continue to do so." Sanders has yet to kick anyone out of the briefing room to uphold certain standards, and it is unlikely you will, despite many calling her actions justified if she did so. And she has yet to take to Twitter to call anyone four-letter words or wish them DD or call for the public beating of another human being or the kidnapping of their children or any number of other vile things recently called for by others. It seems those that claim to represent certain standards, including tolerance, love, and inclusiveness, should stand up and take notice. This is what it looks like.